Welcome to another episode of Dave's Garage, and today we're going to catch up on some Fords. Our first 5 episodes included a number of cars, but they didn't include any Fords. So I've been able to redeem, get out, and put on display 2 Ford cars in my collection. One is the absolutely immortal Ford 1932 Model A, along with a contemporary Mustang convertible. Now, as you can see, the Mustang convertible is today's Ford, and it's a pretty car. And the 32 Ford is what was around a long time ago. So have things really changed a lot? Well, from this view, they apparently have. The 32 Ford was a kind of a surprise, at least to me, even though I wasn't around then, because the Model T lasted from 1908 to 1926. 27, the Model A came out, their second car, but 5 years later, in 32, comes the next Ford. There was not another 20 some odd year wait. It was into the times. You either changed or you didn't stay in business too long. Now, over the years, Ford has gone through a lot of changes, and it's come out to this era, which is the end of the car era for now. I mean, there was the end of the convertible era back in 1976, the very last convertible ever to be made in America, the 76 Eldorado. Well, in 5 years, they were making convertibles again, American convertibles, and now they've gone out of style, and really nobody even misses them. But there is the Mustang, there is the Camaro, and let's see, does Chrysler have any convertible? I don't think so. But in this day, the car has gone out of style, and the Mustang is the last car that Ford makes. Now, it's a specialty car. It's their halo car, but it really is a particular vehicle. I mean, the market isn't really on fire for it. Matter of fact, they just came out with the E-Mustang, the Mach-E Mustang, which is an electric version of it, and why not? Mustangs sell about 100,000 a year, a very particular audience, and they sell a few overseas. But why let the brand die in the vine? It's not like they came out with the Mustang for 65 and then a year later named all their cars Mustang. I mean, this took 50 years to happen, to have a knockoff of the Mustang. But it makes sense to give the electric car an identity that people would actually take to. And the model, the 32 Ford, which is not considered a model anything as far as I know, is a modernization of the A, all the way, really, when you come right down to it, a change of the A. I mean, it still has a certain look to it, but it no longer looks like the Model T successor. Matter of fact, it's an intermediary car in between the T era and the Aero era, the first Aero era, where bodies are going to become unified. You take a look at a 37 Ford, and it just does not look anything like this. Things were moving fast. Even though it was the Depression, cars were on the roll. And now, look at this car. I mean, I think it's got 2 seats to it. Do the doors open? I think the doors do open, but they open the opposite way that we'd expect them to. They're suicide doors before suicide doors became, well, I'm not going to break the car or break the video by trying to open them, but you can see now, is that a sunroof on top? I think this roof would come off. I don't think mine comes off, but things that seem like new ideas have been around for a long time. And look at this, the spare tire mounted on the trunk, the very formal roof. This one doesn't have white wall tires. White walls were just about to become in style. It's got a nice hood to it. It's not considered long for the day, but it's related to the classic hoods. And it's got the freestanding headlamps. Everything that looked ancient and antique and needed to be replaced looks very quaint on this car. And the Mustang is a thoroughly modern car. In convertible form, you no longer have the roof style to be considered, but the car isn't bad looking. I mean, it's not only not bad looking, it's actually good looking. It's based on the 2005 edition Mustang, which came out of an era that was Bauhaus. This stylist J. Mays believed in very simple cars. He thought anybody could style a car, which is probably why they booted him upstairs where he could do no harm after that, because they had to restyle this car in 2010, which makes sense. And then again in 2015, they finally had the wherewithal and the dough to get it right. This car is an inch lower than the 2010, and it's got the same platform as the 2005, but as the president of Ford said about the 2010 Ford Taurus, this is how it should have looked like to begin with. So it's a very pretty car. And the convertible is a nice flush convertible top fit. And compared again to the 32 Ford, there is no comparison. These two cars, the only thing they share together is, 4 wheels, and, everything else is the car's been lowered. I mean, obviously these are in proportion, but the car's been lowered. Everything in the body's been unified. The fenders aren't separate anymore. The headlamps are, all flush and fitted in. I mean, they're not even like the headlamps in the era that I came around in. I mean, they are into the body units. And the windshield's a little bit raked forward. I mean, it's kind of one of those almost flat-seeming windshields. The wheels are big. There's no more white walls. I mean, the original Mustangs, I believe you could get a white wall. Oops, just had a rollover. And, it looks the part of a convertible. And this looks the part of an early two-door. Look at that. It's just like that Tesla competitor. It rolls on its own. It's ready to go. Oh, let's do it again, man. Here we go. Whoa, look at that. We got a working model there. Buy some stock. It's like Nikola. That's what I'm trying to think. Nikola. Not Coca-Cola, but Nikola. So there you go. Our latest episode is on Fords. We did the Chevy, and we didn't do the Chevy. We did the 74 Chevy, we did a 74 Impala. We did a 69 GTO, a few Chryslers. We did the Eldorado. We did the Corvette. And I thought to myself, we didn't do any Fords. I mean, it's not that I don't like Fords. It's just, where were the Fords? But now we've covered the Fords from 1932 to 2018 or so. So it's a very wide spread. Thank you for joining me on Dave's Garage. And we'll hopefully find some more Fords as we go along. There's cars all over the place here. I just have to figure out where they are. Thank you. And again, I take these out for a spin, but this town is full of jealous people, and I'm afraid they'd want to make my cars into hash meat, just to make me unhappy. So I'm going to keep them inside. If you want to come over to my house and steal them, the door's always open. I know where to get more at a cheap price. Thank you. See you next week.